When it starts to come forward, energy and the progression of the soul, the human God-man. When it starts to come forward and you've cleaned up this temple that belongs to God, you will without a doubt find out that the 7 of you living in here are borrowing this body. This body is not yours. You are borrowing this body. It's doing its best to please you. Look in the mirror. Love what you see. Remember, you can't possibly love anything else on this earth if you do not incredibly spectacularly love yourself first. I get up every morning and I stand there and bend over and kiss the mirror because I love myself. And I am always first in everything. Anything in health, I'm first. My child is second. For I know the laws of the universe and God state that if you do not love yourself thoroughly to the point where you are first, you cannot possibly impart that grand beauty to your child. They will not inherit from you, like a cold, superconsciousness. It is an impossibility. So you must be first. You must love yourself. Hold yourself. And then you can do the wonderful things with energy that I do for some of you. I put my arms around you, and with incredible intent, with the love that I can possibly muster, I pour that beautiful orgone energy into your body, and you feel incredibly enthralled. Do you know how fish get upstream and leap up a waterfall? They don't take a run at it. They look in the water for an orgone energy spike, the life of God. They can see it. They see auras, all of them. That orgone energy spike they go up to and they turn around it on a left-hand turn, a 3/4 turn. It loads the body with incredible energy, and orgone energy travels the opposite way of a waterfall. It goes up into the ground and back around. And the fish swims mightily. If the orgone flow is back 20 feet from the falls, it swims mightily up the orgone energy flow and can leap up to 35, 40 feet if it's capable of staying in the energy flow. If it is not, it falls out of it and has to do it again. And that is nature's way of seeing to it that the fittest survive. That's the power that we're talking about. Learn to know what it is. It goes from the weak to the strong. That's why in the hospitals, when a young woman becomes a nurse and she wants to be the finest nurse there ever has been, she is powerful in her ardor. And so she goes over and she starts touching in sympathy the dying and the weak. And what she doesn't realize is she pulls all the life energy out of them and gives it to herself. And if you see a young nurse that's new in a hospital, you'll see she almost looks pregnant. She looks so radiant. That's because she's taking all of the life force from the sick and has never been taught and doesn't know. And then as she gets into her job, she gets tired of doing that. And so some people survive. Never, ever let a cat sleep or lay on a child's chest. The cat has energy that is so incredibly powerful, and it's such of a vampire state that it can actually bring the life of a child to an end. And then they think in the old wives' tales that cats suffocated children. They didn't. They stole all their orgone energy. And a good test for you, if you want to prove this, and you have a cat, get up early in the morning and have a cold shower. That'll load you up with orgone energy, called negative ions. It'll load you up with orgone energy, liquid orgone energy. Air is gas orgone energy, water is liquid orgone energy, and glass is solid orgone energy. Now, you have your shower, you get cleaned up and dry, and go full of energy and go back to bed and let the cat in to jump on your chest. It definitely will now. And you lay there for 15 minutes with the cat on your chest and then sit up. Not only is all the energy gone, you feel like stink. You feel terrible. And the cat's just so happy and full of vibrant energy, and then now you've given it another 4 years of its 9. Dogs don't lay on your chest, they lean into you. Have you ever noticed? They come right over and lean into you, but they only do it when you feel good. Have you ever noticed when you're sick, the dog won't come over, he'll just stand away from you and lick at you? He won't come over and lean into your body. A dog leans into you when you are up. And I will tell you, when you finish your exercises here and you ohm, or when you come home Sunday from church, your animals will just rush right over to you and lean all against you. That's because they need your orgone energy, the life force. Powerful, powerful stuff. We need to take control of what we are, and we need to know, and we need to understand these powers and use them. They're our gift from God. The most powerful group of human beings on this planet were the native Indians of America. They did not kill each other. In battle, they hit each other with sticks, and you went home in disgrace. They were chanting, and they were seeing visions. The downfall of the Native American was that he didn't realize the visions were warnings, and he followed them into destruction. The white man came here and destroyed the Native Indian with smallpox in the blankets because they wanted the land. The Native Indian had an opportunity to ascend in mass and never made it. Instead created battles, and the blood flowed freely across the land. We are our own self-destructive forces. As you do these disciplines and as you climb to the place where I am, you will see what I see. There isn't even in the next dimension any parking space left in our heavens. None. And 3 of the ships are 900 miles wide. They're not here to take our earth. They know what we are doing, and they're here to watch. For never in living memory to the gods has any group of powerful beings ever done what we've done to this planet in energy. And we are about to turn this thing that we're living on, this mother, into a ship. That is what we are doing. If there is any way that I can help to stop that so that we can maintain this as home. So there is a place of protection we can all go. You must, pardon me? Yes, we're going to take this through a black hole, this whole Earth. And we're going to have lots of help to do it. But a black hole is a dangerous, unknown place. And it's never been done ever. And we, in our violent nature are going to do it unless we evolve. So I'm here, and there are definitely 4 of you in here that are going to do spectacularly well. And you 4 will change the conscious state to the place that all of you used to do. Did you know that your auras used to stretch 200 miles each and every one of you? That's the light of God. And now they're here. That's how you've squeezed God out of your lives. Stretch. Power. Pull power. And stretch. This is where we must end up. We must do this. By the way, there are 15,000 of you now. There are, of my level, 300. And I'm just a junior. Haven't quite reached puberty yet, but I'm working at it. I intend to be an adolescent in 3 months. I'm hoping to come back in 3 months or whatever and find some juveniles in amongst you. I would really like to see that. 4 of you will do well. I'd love to see 20 of you. Now, pretty much the last thing, and then we'll take some questions and answers and end this up with that. You have in your body, from 8 million lifetimes of living on this plane, you have in your bodies a computer. It's called a computer of knowledge. And there are absolute many individuals who have misinterpreted this computer. You have depended upon and fed this computer for so many lifetimes that in reality it has become your path back. And it's because of that computer that you personally take, would you believe, 10,000 lifetimes just to make one small change in your life. And the reason is because of this computer. Now the computer, you have used and put life force into it for so long that it has become an 8th power force in your body which does not belong. And I will tell you this, that computer will fight you. You, if you do this energy work, have a battle on your hands. For you see, that is your reality, a battle. That is who we all are. We are warriors, males and females. And we are well boiled in that oil. And so your computer will fight you. And you will walk towards that pyramid out in the field where the Oregon energy spike will take you to the heavens. And you will have these incredible feelings that you just simply don't want to do this today. When that happens, pull some energy. That's how you win this battle. Don't do nothing, because you'll stop and say, well, I just don't think I feel like this today, and you'll walk away. You see, when you reach a God status to a place where God wants you to be and will open his basement door for you, you destroy automatically your computer. For you now know, you lift the veil that keeps you from knowledge of past lives and future. And you lift the veil and you see it all. You will have one outrageous belly laugh when you see the nonsense you've been up to. And for some of you, you need to do these disciplines. Never try and move the Kundalini. Ever. You allow it to do it all on its own. And remember, fear shuts you down for 7 years. And if you create and you do your stuff, you can be 90 and walk out of here and go to another world. I've seen it. Where this building stands are the trees that were taken out of here to build it. It is identical to this plane. And it is a place of safety. There's 60,000 of your brothers and sisters there, and a whole pack of your animals. And they're waiting for you. So if you clean up, do your stuff, do some energy work, I'll come back with some equipment and help you have a look over there and see what's there. Nikola Tesla built that equipment. And all of these strange things our government has been doing is that they've been using some of that equipment. The only problem is they have been using horrendous amounts of power. And of course that keeps them in this plane, the third dimension. They can't have anybody go to the fourth because when they say, come back, we want to talk to you, they just say, nah. And they don't come back. So they've lost that crew. Not much control in that, is there? And if you go over there and come back here, that means that you can travel with thought. So if they don't like you and they arrest you and they've got you in handcuffs and you're back at the police car and you decide to leave, they turn around and you're gone. Pretty hard to arrest somebody and just have them leave in a moment's notice and all there are these cuffs laying on the floor. Makes things impossible, doesn't it? Everyone loses their control. And there is a side effect to all this incredible stuff, and the side effect is love. You learn incredible, incredible love. That is the side effect. Now we're going to take a few last questions and answers, and then we're pretty much time up. Yes? No, do not. Leave the Kundalini alone. What I have given you will move the Kundalini on its own. You do not want to force it, because I'll tell you why. What happens is when the Kundalini moves, it also opens your brain. And you have stored in your brain every single lifetime you've ever done. And you've been pretty nasty, you know. How would you like to see all those pictures for 16 months straight without a let up, no sleep, no nothing? Because you don't know how to control it through love. Love has to be experienced. And love is a hormone flow. It isn't a thought process. Love is a hormone flow. It's the same as your parasites. If it's got you in depression, it's not your fault. You just haven't cleaned up your temple. You clean up your temple, and you come right out of depression. And you think with humor. Now I know some of you think I'm pretty bizarre because I have humor with parasites. Well, it is kind of humorous if you want to know the truth. And I see humor in a lot of things, yes. Wilhelm Reich had the right idea with orgone energy, and he was pulling it, but you know what? He built a square box. What earth have you ever seen that's square? So we redesigned the whole thing and made a round world, as in a tube, and put crystalline crystals in the first tube, growing 14-inch long crystals through, and we put color light into the orgone, and then created a big orgone box around that one. The power was so incredible we couldn't get into it. So I used to just stick my hand in it and pick up all that incredible orgone energy power. Yes, Reich was correct in all his stuff with all his orgone and everything. He just didn't have any help, as they usually don't. Yes? It's not a plant, and we don't have the property yet. I'm still talking. We're still in the talking stage. There's a whole group of 4th level paraplegics. That's from the neck down, they're paralyzed. And we're going to do 6 at a time or 8 at a time, whatever it is, and just regrow their spinal columns. The trick is that there's no charge for it. And the issue is that I've got about 5 people that want to put the money up, and that was a mistake. I should have found just one and left it at that, but I went and manifested some help, and of course now they're all fighting. So that's why nothing's been done. So we need to straighten that up, yes. No, it hasn't come to my attention yet. You know, we've only been basically in this parasite thing so seriously for 4 years, and it took me a half year to get it together, and it took me a whole year, even though we started in it, to sort of perfect anything so that it would really work and get out of the colloidal silver end of it, you know, make this stuff safe. Yes? Yeah, one of them, the oldest one of the group is 350,000 Earth years old. Came from this plane. He's still there, stomping around. And the rest are just individuals that evolved. They did not ascend. They opened the door, and the door is rainbows. And one day they opened the door, saw it, and walked into the rainbows, and they were through. And they did it with this head. Has anybody here seen a crystal skull? You've all seen the crystal skulls? Well, what the Aztecs used the crystal skull for is when a shaman was getting very old and he was going to die, he laid with his feet to the north. And his young protege, who was a teenage boy, would lay with his head to the north and his feet to the south. And they'd put the crystal skull in between them. And in the morning, the shaman was dead, and the young boy had imparted all of his knowledge. That's what they used it for. But really what the crystal skull is about is to show you through a method called scrying, which is you stare into it. And it'll show you the past, the future, it'll show you the present, it'll show you that in living, flying things, pictures, reels are in there. What it is the exact replica of the inside of your head. Ascension is an atomic explosion into the negative. Einstein was given the Nobel Peace Prize on the guarantee that he would never publish the second part of the theory of relativity. You see, all he did was publish the part into the positive. That's an atomic bomb, or a hydrogen bomb. Well, there's as much energy going off in the negative, and it is that energy that you're capable of producing. You're capable of it. And it's the inside of your head that creates the vortexes and the electrical lightning that puts this body into an atomic explosion, which is called ascension. Yes? The colors of the aura mean whether you're healthy, whether you're thinking sexual thoughts. Comes in handy for the female part of the thing. No. All the colors for all people mean different things. The purples and the bright indigos all mean that you are coming close to white. You're coming close. You have passed literally, now I've got to explain this. You've literally passed white. But what you're doing is you're now into the blues, the ultraviolet blues, the violets, and the indigo colors. And what you're doing is you're coming to gold and white as a controlled issue, which is far above the angels and things like that. All an angel is an individual who has not had the stuff to come here and get stuck on this wheel for a while and learn these lessons. And I'm going to tell you, some of you are going to disagree with this, and this will probably be somewhat of the last statements that I make during this talk. But the point of the matter is this. When you lay this body down, and you leave here, you see a white light. Don't go to that white light. That's why I'm teaching you all to go to God's banquet table now. The white light are your brothers and sisters who have never come here. They've been afraid to come here. And their white light goes out if they are not fed. And they feed on experience. That revives their white light. And so as you go to the white light, they create a hologram. And there's your father that's passed away. And then they start to show you all the negative, nasty things you've done. And by the time they're done, you don't even remember how to suckle when you come back. Go to the void. You can always go back to the white light and visit. Go to God's banquet table and then come back. And you get to God's banquet table by going to the white light, and you power through it. And you go to God's banquet table, get your knowledge. If you want, you can at that moment come back to the body you've just left. But if you stay there until you want to reincarnate, you will come back with all knowledge. All the veils will be lifted. If you insist on going to the white light, well, that's fine, go. But don't be prepared that you will not be coming back with any knowledge. You'll be doing the same thing you've been doing for 10.5 million lifetimes. It's time to get beyond that. We need now to take control, we need now to take responsibility, and we need to now stay in this body. Don't lay the body down. And evolve. And as you evolve and you create, you will find out what the white light brothers are really all about. They got to eat, and their banquet is war. And if you don't think you're manipulated, and they manipulate war, they most certainly do. Okay? Any last questions? Yes?
All of the near-death experiences that talk about the white light coming back, transformed, and all this.
Yes? Yes, it does, doesn't it? Now, you know what? If I was a white light god and 15,000 of me were running around telling you people the truth, do you think we wouldn't drag you through the white light in a near-death experience and retrain your thinking and send you back so you could write a book? Boy, I would. Besides, why do you have to go to the white light? Go to God's banquet table where I've been teaching you to go. Get there, go for some information first and say, well, hang on, boys, I'll be back. And then when you come back, you're one of them. Now they can't do anything. And they're certainly not going to turn you down. You're their brothers and sisters. Yes. But they're frightened to death. They have to come here. The question was, can we help them evolve? And I will tell you something, they're pretty evolved as it is. It's just they're scared to come here. They're afraid to come here because we created a veil. And we created the veil because whenever we came back, we depended on past experience and we never learned anything. So we had a great meeting, created the veil, and now we have proper experience and knowledge. We are held in a very jealous state. There are truly all kinds of entities and ships up here that would just love to have our knowledge. Yes?
Can you perceive the four people you were talking about, the auras still there?
Yes. Absolutely. Well, I just spilt the water.
And the veil is everything that is part of the veil you're talking about?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
The ETs who come down and put things in people's bodies,
Yes.
manipulating, are they from the white light?
They are actually, this dimension splits into three. The earth will go through a black hole, but there's another one that will take its place. Another earth. It is where I want to go for a little protection. All right? Now, the group, there's a third group. That third group evolves into ET. And they never come here. They're not allowed to come here and get anything or anybody without permission. So the individuals who are receiving these implants are the individuals in the future that give permission to come back and do themselves in because they're a dying race. There's an awful lot going on here. We don't have time to cover all this stuff. Yes?
Berkeley keys to the library. Marcus Marcia talks about students being desired to be the keys to the library for all of these APTs.
Yes. That's because we, through emotion, may, in the end, keep their race alive. But I don't want to be part of their race. I want to create something rather new here. And that is that I get my God status back. Yes?
What are these, you said about the ships being out there that were 900 miles wide?
Yes.
And now what are they doing besides observing us? Are they going
That's all they're doing. No. Not allowed. Not allowed. All this nonsense and all this talk and the books that are being written and all the stuff that's being channeled. You've got to understand that I have guides too, and I do not channel. I will not allow them to come through me. They do help. And I surround myself with white light and I protect myself because every single person that has ever channeled anything, they've been lied to. These channels are channeled information that other gods think that you should be doing. And they are twisting the facts and the truth and not allowing us our destiny. Yes.
Are you intending that your body is coming with you?
You bet. I'm building equipment and taking it with me, thanks. And I want to be, at that time, a teenager again. Because I understand teenagers smarten up. You know, I wanted to be 28, and then I met a couple 28-year-olds. So now I've settled on 38. The who? Is that the group on Easter Island? Oh, I don't read. Because you'll find out that you will have to stop reading. Because when you go to God's banquet table, you take somebody else's truth with you. And the stuff you bring back you won't be able to use because it belongs to somebody else. Look, the mind is a jungle. And on the jungle, at the start of it, there's a wall with machetes. And you're supposed to take a machete and carve your way, your own path through your own jungle. And when you get the path carved, you find such wonderful things are in there that you come back and you write a book and you become what's called a university professor. And instead of allowing any student to find his own jungle path, you haul them through yours. And all they do is carve a little piece of leaf off here and there because the path's pretty clean by now. 954,000 of you have marched through there. And now you got to write a PhD. So what do? You write it on the part of that little tiny leaf. And they say, wow, that was a new twist. Passed. Diploma. No. I never went to school, folks. And my mind operates so differently. The jungle in my mind, I'm carving new paths and churning new areas all the time. That's why I invent all these crazy things that I invent. Yes.
Do you think there's any basis to this thought that will have ETs take over the world?
No, not allowed to. There's entities here that are stopping them. You have friends. You have friends. And I'll tell you how far it's gone. We have made such a mess of this planet that's about to flip over completely and destroy all life on this plane. Period. Einstein proved it's already happened twice. But the point is, this time it's not going to be allowed because one of those huge ships is going to go behind the Earth and help us out.
in what way?
They're going to stop the Earth from rolling over so you stay alive.
Keep it down.
Right, sort of keep it balanced. But they will keep the Earth and the pole the way it is completely if our government comes clean. If the government doesn't come clean, Washington State will be the equator. And if you think there's not going to be some stuff happening, the government will be handled. Period. They can't get away from it. So whatever you do and you hear all these wonderful talks and everything, I smile, I listen to it. It's interesting, and then I leave and I get on with my life. because I know it's already handled in the cards. What I'm trying to accomplish here is let's see if we can get our power happening, because if you heal the earth with this power, Home, I heal you, Mother Earth, the grandness that you are. If there's enough of us doing that, this earth will not spin, and it will settle down on its axis. What happens to a top when you spin it? It starts to wiggle. Finally falls over, right? Well, the earth's starting to wiggle. We've got to straighten this up. Do you know that there's 15,000 people that have healed the West Coast from earthquakes? They healed Mount Rainier from blowing up. Do you know that there was steam coming out of Mount Rainier under pressure and it stopped? Right. There's lots of things happening. There are thousands of you. You are not going to be alone here. And when you get to a certain level, you will know of us. Kind of neat, isn't it? All right? Folks, that's the end of my talk. Whose?